we'd like to welcome Collin Morikawa, five-time winner on the PGA Tour, to the Players' Championship here in 2023. Thanks for joining us for a little bit, Collin. 3 top 10s this season, I think in 8 starts, coming in off a missed cut, but how do you feel your game is shaping up into this week at the Players' Championship?
It's been a lot better. I mean, if I already compared 2023 to 2022, I think I've done a lot more, and I've actually been able to contend, and that's been the biggest thing is coming into Sundays with 9 holes or 18 holes left and being near the lead and giving yourself a chance and just letting, golf kind of run out from itself. But yeah, the couple missed cuts were weird. The game still felt really good. It's just finding little things, and last week was a little bit of a weird one, but we're got a lot of good work in the past few days, so I'm excited to be back.
Just remind everybody to raise your hand, and we'll get a mic to you, and we'll start with Gary over here on the left.
Hey, Collin. You had your first year here. You had a pretty good final day. Outside of that, not so much. You would appear the total package, your game would fit really nice in here. Do you get impatient with that notion, or do you think, okay, I'm going to be out here a lot of years, and I'm going to have some good weeks out here?
Yeah, I really thought I was going to win the COVID year one, and then COVID happened. To be honest, my game has only felt good coming into this tournament in 2020. So 2021, the game still didn't feel as good. And obviously, I had that really good final round. And then last year with kind of the draw I had and, just couldn't control the golf ball and still finding my swing, it was just, for me, it was impossible to play golf, right? So sometimes you come to events and you feel really comfortable. You're comfortable with the setting or you're comfortable with the golf course. I feel comfortable here. And what's great about this golf course is that it does fit. I hit a lot of mid irons to short irons into greens, and you have to drive it well, but it is what it is. So I'm not too worried about my previous history here. I mean, I think if I look back at a lot of tournaments so far that I've played well in years, and haven't, and it's been a short career so far, but I don't really dive too deep into that.
Yes, sir.
Collin, you moved to Jupiter, right?
No.
Are you living in South Florida now at all? Have
Nope.
you been there? Do you practice with those guys at all?
What do you mean?
Do you see those, these guys from the Jupiter area guys, you're not there at all practicing with them at all?
No, I live in Las Vegas.
Let's go to spin in the back.
Collin, if you had to choose, what hole is your favorite on this course, and which hole do you find the most challenging?
17 was the most challenging last year for me, even though, I think we make it harder than what it sometimes really is. It really is a 140-yard shot roughly, and if you just hit the middle of the green, most likely you're making par every single time, and we can do that on the range. I'd say one of my favorite holes, I love 16. I think 16 is an awesome par 5. I think it's inviting because you can hit a really good driver, and for me, it doesn't narrow up too much, so I can kind of still hit my cut, even though the trees are on the left. You can hit a really good second shot and set yourself up for eagle, or if you miss it a little left, you might be trying to, save par. So 16 is just a nice hole, especially to prep into 17. I guess 18, the tee shot is one of the toughest ones as well.
Any questions for Collin? Got Kathy in the middle.
People talk about working the ball from hole to hole at this golf course. I'm just wondering, is a straight ball ever going to hurt you here?
Straight ball is never going to hurt you anywhere.
Well, that's what I wondered.
Yeah, you don't really have to work the ball out here, though. I'm surprised to hear that.
I didn't think so. I've only played the course, I think, once, and it's been 20 years. But, I obviously I'm not going to hit it as far as you do, but it just seems to me if you just hit it straight into the right place that Pete Dye wants you to hit it in, you'll be okay.
It's pretty simple. Yeah. No, I think people people overcomplicate things. There's really no reason to work it as much as you really need to, unless that's your shot shape.
Collin, have you been out on the golf course today? Have you played all 18? Just changed to 9. What did you think of that when you saw that?
Yeah, so I've played 9 yesterday, played 9 today. Golf course is in great shape, and it rained, on this weekend, and even now it's still slowly getting a little bouncier. You can hear a little bounce in some approach shots, and when you walk up to the greens. 9 actually is, I think it's made it easier for me off the drive since I don't hit it as far as some of the other guys, and it gives me a little more room to the right to kind of miss it before I had to take it down the left. And I don't know if I'll be able to get there if the wind's into me. I probably won't be able to, but there's nothing wrong with a 3-shot hole par 5 for me, and have a wedge and hopefully make birdie that way.
Okay. Anything else, McCollum? We've got a couple more, Gary and Gary.
Thanks. Yeah, wrong, Gary. Collin, how big of a deal was it the first time you got to play this course that you'd obviously seen on TV growing up? Do you remember anything about that day? What were the circumstances? And maybe do you remember like how you played 17 the very first time?
I don't remember how I played it. I mean, I played 2 junior players out here for the AJGA, and I think I had a decent round out here one of the days or one of the years. I think I finished top 5 or something. And but I just remember. I remember just making golf a lot more simple back then because you didn't really worry about what was going to happen. You know, you're a 16, 17-year-old just hitting the golf ball, and that's what you're kind of, you know, that's what we're trying to do now is just keep everything as simple as possible and not think about anything else and just move the ball forward. So I had good memories coming in, and I think, you know, I still do. That's kind of what I rely back upon. But, you know, sometimes you have bad rounds, and, you know, they add up.
Was it a thrill the first time you saw it because you knew it from TV a little bit?
Yeah, it was awesome. I think anytime you're able to play a golf course, you know, whether it's on a video game or, you know, you see a tournament every single year, like the players, it makes it a little more special. And to be honest, I probably only cared about 17 really just to get to 17. But, you know, it's always special. Even it still is when we show up to these places like this and you kind of, you know, can remember knowing these courses when you were pretty young.
Okay, Gary.
Collin, does the perception of this tournament and where it stands on the golf schedule in terms of its prestige, does that change in any way depending on whether or not you've won a major? Like if you haven't won a major, does this look like it might be, or if you have won, you know, in any way, does that change your perception?
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, whoever has won it, whatever position they've been in, whether they've won a major or not, that's kind of how they might define it. So you might hear that in, you know, the champ, whoever wins, right? How they put it in perspective. But, you know, there's something special about this week. I think that not only us as players are we treated even better, but you have the caddies, you know, our spouses, you know, our entire team. Everyone's treated just on another level. That, to be honest, I think the PGA Tour should be held responsible and accountable every week we go, right? I mean, we shouldn't have to only have this at one event. I think this is very doable in every place we go, you know, whether it's in dining or what the caddies get, you know, it's very small things, but I think that's on the tour to hopefully improve upon. But yeah, I think when you look at it, I mean, there is something about this tournament that when guys show up, it's, you know everyone's here. You know everyone who wants to be the best in the world, we're all showing up here this week. So, yeah.
And if you should happen to win this, would you consider the course that you had the best score on or the guys you beat as more of a badge of honor, so to speak?
Just the title. Just the title. That's all that matters to me. Just knowing you won the Players' Championship. I think that, you know, you never lose that spot in history, right? Whether you beat 20 guys or whether you beat 144, I think you still have and own that title for that year. And, you know, there's no excuses after the fact. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, right? It's you got it done in whatever year, and that's yours.
Okay, we've got time for one more. We'll go to the side of the room.
Hi, Collin. So in Full Swing, there's a pretty insightful segment where we get a look into your clothing and wardrobe. Do you have, what is your personal take on joggers?
Well, I'm 5'9", and I have short legs, so I don't really look too good in them. I like them, but I don't mind it. I think now, you know, we went, a year ago, I think I was wearing a hoodie, and everyone loved the hoodie, and now we're into joggers. It's a style, right? It's a trend, and I think a lot of people own joggers. I think they're very comfortable to wear. I don't think I fit that style or that mold as well as some other guys can pull it off.
All right, Colin, we appreciate your time and have a good week this week.
Thanks, guys.